Hello, I'm Tommy. I'll be doing the manual muscle test today. I'll be doing elbow flexion. So arm abducted, elbow fully flexed, arm supinated. So I'm gonna stabilize on the humerus. I'm gonna palpate on the bicep. So whenever I say go, just flex. So go like this and touch your shoulder. Okay? Go ahead. Felt for the bicep, he has a full range of motion. He's a 3/5. If he was a 3 minus over 5, he will be less from the range of motion. So he will be between 180 and 90. So right now we're gonna apply resistance. So I'm just gonna let go of my right hand for the feeling, for the palpitation, and then I'm gonna apply pressure. So hold your position, don't let me break you, okay? Okay, and go. 3 plus 4, 5. So he's a 5/5, meaning that his full range of motion with maximum resistance. The 4 out of 5 is full range of motion with moderate resistance, and a 3 plus is full range of motion with minimum resistance. Now we got the patient supine to do elbow flexion without gravity. So what we're gonna have the shoulder abducted 90 degrees, elbow fully, forearm in supination. I'm gonna feel for the bicep on it. Whenever I say flex, touch your shoulder, go ahead and flex. Boom, boom. He's a 2. Let's see if he's a 2 plus. 2 plus, boom. Okay, he didn't break, so he's a 2 plus. So it means that he's a full range of motion without gravity and with minimum resistance. 2 minus is half of a range of motion without gravity. So it means that he will be kind of here. 1 is trace, so we just feel for the biceps to contract, and then a 0 has no trace. It has no movement and no muscle contractions. So for this one, we're gonna do elbow extension against gravity. So what we're gonna do, patient will be in prone position, shoulder abducted in 90 degrees, elbow in 90 degrees flexion, and then forearm in neutral position. Gonna stabilize in the humerus. I'm gonna feel for the triceps. So I'm feeling right here the tricep, and I'm gonna tell the patient to extend. Go ahead and extend your elbow. Boom. I felt the tricep is good, and she is 3 out of 5. Stay in that position for me. She's 3/5, so it means full range of motion and elbow extension. Now I'm gonna apply some pressures to see if she can do better than that. Okay. Don't let me break you. Hold this position. Okay. And 3 plus, 4 plus, 5, and good. Okay. Perfect. So relax. She's a 5/5, meaning that she is full range of motion with maximum resistance. 4/5 means full range of motion with moderate resistance, and 3 plus is full range of motion with minimum resistance. If she was a 3 minus, it will be less than full range of motion, meaning that she won't have full range of motion. She just be less than that. Okay. So for this next part, what we're gonna do elbow flexion, elbow extension without. For this next part, we're gonna do elbow extension without gravity. So arm, shoulder should be abducted 90 degrees, elbow fully flexed, external rotation, and supination on the forearm. So whenever I say go, you're just gonna go like this, okay? So I'm gonna hold on into the right here to the humerus, and I'm gonna palpate for the tricep, and go ahead and flex. So I felt the tricep moving, So now she's at 2/5 in without gravity, full range of motion without gravity. So I'm not gonna apply pressure to see if she can be a 2+. Okay, don't let me break it. Okay, hold your position and go, and 2+, and she's a 2+. Now she's a 2+, meaning that she has full range of motion without gravity and with minimal resistance. If she was a 2-, she will have less than full range of motion without gravity. And she was a 1, it's just traceable, trying to trace the muscle. And a 0 is just flaccid, no contraction or movement of the joint. Boom. Okay. So now I'll be performing a forearm supination. So we're gonna start with the arm abducted, elbow flex at 90 degrees, arm pronated. So when I tell you go, you're gonna go like this. Okay, so I'm gonna stabilize in the humerus and I'm gonna feel for the bicep part. So go. I feel for the bicep. He's good. He's 3/5, meaning that he's full range of motion. If he was a 3-, he will have less range of motion than full range of motion. So it will be between 180 and 90 degrees range of motion. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna apply resistance. So I'm gonna apply pressure. Don't let me break you from this position, okay? Okay, ready, set, go. 1, 2, okay. So he's at 5/5. So meaning that he has full range of motion with maximum resistance. 4/5 is moderate resistance with full range of motion. And then full range of motion with minimum resistance is 3+. So now we're gonna do a supination of the forearm. So what we're gonna have the person sitting with a table. We're gonna have our shoulder flex, elbow flex, arm in supination. My stabilization is gonna be with my left hand in the humerus, and then I'm gonna palpate in the bicep area. And then when I tell you go, just go and turn. Okay, ready and go. Turn. Good. So he's at 2/5. So he can be stronger, yes, he can be. So what I'm gonna do apply pressure. So right now I'm gonna apply pressure. Don't let me break you, okay? And go. He's a 2+, meaning that he has a full range of motion with minimum resistance. So if he was a 2-/5, he will have a less half of range of motion without gravity. And if he was a 1, he will have just tracing of the bicep contracting. And then if he's a 0, he has no contraction and no range of motion. So for this one, we're gonna do a pronation of the forearm. So we're gonna start with the shoulder abducted, elbow flex 90 degrees. We're gonna start our forearm in supination, okay? So I'm gonna stabilize the humerus and I'm gonna palpate for the pronator teres. So whenever I say go, just go, boom, like this, okay? Okay, and go, boom. I felt it. Now he's at 3/5. Now we're gonna check if he has more. He can be better than that. Now I'm gonna apply pressure. Don't let me break you, okay? 3+, 4, 5. Okay, so he's at 5/5, meaning that he's full range of motion with maximum resistance. And 4/5 will be full range of motion with moderate resistance, and a 3+/5 will be full range of motion with minimum resistance. If he was a 3-, he will be less than range of motion, meaning that he will be between 180 degrees and 90 degrees range of motion. Now we're gonna do a pronation of the forearm without gravity. So we're gonna have our patient sitting down, and I have a shoulder flex, elbow flex. We're gonna start in supination. Forearm will be supinated. So I'm gonna stabilize for the humerus, and I'm gonna palpate in the teres. So go ahead and whenever I say go, just turn your hand. Okay, ready, set, go. Boom. Okay, I feel for it. I feel the muscle moving. Now I'm gonna apply pressure. He's at 2/5. Now we're gonna apply pressure to see if it's a 2 plus 2+/5. Okay. So now I'm gonna apply pressure. Don't let me break you. Okay. Ready and go. Boom. He's at 2+/5. If he was 2-, he will be less than half range of motion without gravity. If it was a 1, it will be only trace of the muscle, and it was a 0, it will be just flaccid. Now we're gonna do shoulder flexion. Where we're gonna start arm abducted, elbow relaxed, arm in forearm in pronation, and whenever I'm gonna stabilize the shoulder, and I'm gonna palpate for the anterior adductor, that is under the clavicle right here, and we're gonna go 90 degrees. We cannot pass that. When we pass 90 degrees, the anterior adductor is not the primary worker. Okay. So whenever I say flex, just go up until right here, okay? And go. Boom. I'll palpate, I feel the muscle working. Now he's at 3/5. Now I'm gonna apply pressure to see if he can be better, okay? I'm gonna start still stabilizing on the shoulder. I'm gonna distal to the humerus, okay? And I'm gonna apply pressure. Don't let me break you, okay? And 3+, 4, and 5. Okay, so he's at 5/5. Relax. Meaning that his full range of motion with maximum resistance. At 4/5, it will be full range of motion with moderate resistance. And 3+, meaning that he's full range of motion with minimum resistance. Sorry, yes, minimum resistance. And then if he was a 3-, he will be less than full range of motion. So it will be between 90 degrees and 0 degrees. So he will be less. For this next part, we're gonna do shoulder flexion. Shoulder is adducted, elbow is relaxed, and forearm in pronation towards the back. ¿No? Lo dije bien. Sí, lo dije bien, okay. Okay. So for this one, we're gonna do shoulder flexion. Shoulder is adducted, elbow is relaxed, and forearm is in supination. So when I say go, you're gonna go up to here, okay? With your left hand, okay? So I'm gonna palpate for I'm gonna put stabilization on the shoulder. I'm gonna palpate for the teres minor. Okay, go ahead and go. Boom. And she's at 2/5 because she was able to full range of motion. Now we're gonna try for the 2+. I'm gonna apply pressure. Don't let me break it, okay? And 2+, 2+, 2+, and good. Okay, you can relax. Now she's at 2+ because I apply pressure whenever she has the full range of motion without gravity. 2- is full range of not full range of motion, less than full range of motion without gravity. And a 1 is just tracing the muscle, and a 0 is flaccid. So for this next part, we're doing shoulder extension. So we got the patient in pronation, and we got the shoulder adducted, elbow relaxed, arm in pronation, palm facing up. And when I say go, you're gonna do this movement, okay? All right. So I'm just gonna hold on to the shoulder, and I'm gonna palpate for teres major, and go. Okay, good. So now she's at 3+. At 3/5. You can relax. And based on what you said, Dr. G, we just saying the gradings for this one. So if she was 5/5, she will be range of motion with maximum resistance. 4/5 with moderate resistance in the full range of motion, and 3+/5, it will be full range of motion with minimum resistance. If she was a 3-, she will be less than full range of motion whenever she's doing the motion. And right now, from what we saw is she has full range of motion with against gravity. So for this next part, what we're gonna do shoulder extension. So we have the patient side lying. We're gonna have a shoulder abducted, elbow relaxed, forearm in pronation, palm facing the back. What we're gonna do, you're gonna move your arm back whenever I say go, okay? So I'm gonna palpate in the back for teres major. I'm gonna hold this right here to stabilization, okay? And go ahead, go. Boom, good. She's 2/5 because we are doing it with our gravity. So I'm gonna apply pressure to see if she is a 2, and don't let me break it. 1, 2, good. She's a 2+, relax, meaning that she is full range of motion with our gravity and with minimum resistance. And 2- is less than full range of motion with our gravity. 1 is just tracing the muscle, and 0 is flaccid. So for this next one, we're gonna do shoulder abduction. We're gonna have our shoulder abduction. Abductor here. I'm gonna elbow relax, forearm in neutral position. So I'm gonna stabilize the shoulder with my left hand. I'm gonna palpate the middle deltoid. That should be around here. And then when I say go, just put your arm like this. No more than that, okay? Yeah. All right. Palpate again. Go. Okay, go. Go. Okay, I felt the muscle. Now we're gonna apply pressure. Now he's 3/5. We're gonna see if he can do better, okay? I'm gonna keep stabilizing with my left hand. Gonna distort to the humerus. So I'm gonna apply pressure. Don't let me break you, okay? Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. 3+, 4, and 5. Okay, good. So he didn't break, meaning that he's 5/5. Now 5/5 means that he has a full range of motion with maximum resistance. A 4/5 will be full range of motion with moderate resistance, and a 3+ will be full range of motion with minimum resistance. Let's say he was a 3-. He won't be full range of motion. He will be less than that. So he will be between 90 and 0 degrees, meaning that he won't have the full range of motion. He just will have less than that. For this next part, we're gonna do shoulder abduction. Patient is supine. Relax elbow, relax, extended, and forearm in neutral position. Okay. So I'm gonna stabilize for the shoulder, and I'm gonna palpate for the anterior deltoid. Sorry, it's right here. And when I say go, you're gonna go this way. Okay. All right. I'm gonna palpate for the sorry, not the anterior, the middle deltoid, and go. Way up. Good. All right. Now we can see that she's a 2. So I'm gonna see if she can be better than 2. So I'm gonna apply pressure. Don't let me break it, okay? And 2+, 2+, 2+, boom. And she's a 2+, meaning that she has full range of motion. No, you can relax. No. She has a full range of motion without gravity, with minimum resistance. -2 will be less than full range of motion, meaning that without gravity. 1 is just contraction of the muscles, and 0 is flaccid. Now we're gonna do shoulder external rotation without gravity. So we're gonna shoulder abducted. We're gonna put our elbow flex 90 degrees, forearm in neutral position. Now when I say go, you're just gonna go out, okay? I'm gonna distort to the humerus. I'm gonna stabilize, and I'm gonna palpate for the teres minor over here on the back, and go ahead and go all the way out. Boom. Okay, go back. So remember, you gotta stay in. Don't put your elbow out. Okay. Go ahead again. Oh, there. Okay, good. Now we can see that he's 2, full range of motion without gravity. Now we're gonna apply pressure to see if it's a 2+. Okay, don't let me break you. Okay, I'm gonna put pressure, and boom, he's a 2+. So meaning that he has full range of motion without gravity with minimum resistance. Now, if it was a 2-, he will have less than a range of motion in the external rotation without gravity. And if it was a 1, he would just have contractions on the muscle. And if it was a 0, he will be flaccid. Now, what we're gonna do, the internal rotation. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do shoulder adducted. We're gonna do elbow at 90 degrees, forearm in neutral position, and when I say go, you're just gonna go in, okay? So I'm gonna palpate for the teres major, and then I'm gonna stabilize and go ahead, go, boom, good, okay, now stay there, okay? Now he's a 2, now what we're gonna do, try to see if he's a 2+, so I'm gonna apply pressure, don't let me break you, okay? I'm gonna stabilize here in the humerus again, and go, 2+, boom. And he's a 2+. So meaning that he's full range of motion without gravity, with minimum resistance. Now, if it was a 2-, he will be less full range of motion. So he will be between almost no range of motion without gravity. If it was a 1, he will be just contractions of the muscle. If it was a 0, he will just be flaccid, that he won't do anything. For this next part, we're gonna do internal and external rotation in the same video. So what we're gonna start with a internal rotation. So it's the same position for both. So we'll be shoulder abducted at 90 degrees, elbow at 90 degrees perpendicular to the floor, hanging over the edge. I'm gonna palpate for teres minor, it's right over here. So my stabilization will come over here. So go ahead and whenever I say go, just go. That's your internal rotation, okay? Okay, gonna stabilize, teres minor, and go. Boom, boom, okay. Now, stay there, I'm gonna switch my hands. So now we're gonna apply resistance. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put pressure, and you're gonna hold the position, okay? So right now she's at 3/5. And don't let me break it, okay? And 3, 2, 1, go. 3+, 4, and 5, and done. Okay? Relax. Go into over here. Now she's at 5/5 in internal rotation. So meaning that she has full range of motion with maximum resistance. 4/5 means that she's a full range of motion with moderate resistance, and +3/5 means minimum resistance whenever she has full range of motion. If she was a -3/5, she will have less than full range of motion, meaning that she has motion but doesn't have the complete motion. So for this next part, the patient is gonna be in prone position. So we're gonna do shoulder external and internal rotation in the same position. So shoulder 90 degrees, elbow is gonna be in 90 degrees also, and our forearm is gonna be in neutral position. First, we're gonna do external rotation. I'm gonna stabilize for the humerus. I'm gonna palpate for the teres minor. So whenever I say go, just go up, okay? All right, and go. Boom, she has a full range of motion, 3/5. Now we're gonna check if she can do more. And don't let me break you, okay? I'm gonna put pressure, okay? Ready, set, go. And 3+, 4+, and 5, and good. Okay, relax. Now she's at 5/5, meaning that she has full range of motion with maximum resistance. The other one is 4/5 as moderate resistance whenever you have full range of motion. 3 plus is 5. 3 plus 3 is full range of motion with minimum resistance. And then 3 minus is less than full range of motion. The motion is there, but not completely. So now we're gonna do internal rotation, and we're gonna palpate for the teres major. So it's gonna be the same position. Okay, here. And then when I say go, just go this way. Okay, and go. Boom. Okay, I felt that. Good. Now stay there. Now I'm gonna switch my arms. I'm gonna put pressure on it, and don't let me break you. Okay. And ready, set, go. 3 plus 4 and 5 and good. Okay, good. So she's at 5/5, like I explained before, full range of motion with maximum resistance. 4/5 meaning that she a full range of motion with moderate resistance. 3 plus 3/5 full range of motion with minimum resistance. So for this part, we're gonna do wrist extension. So what we're gonna start with, patient is sitting, elbow on table. We're gonna start with the arm pronated, and forearm pronated, and wrist in neutral position. So my arm is gonna be on the mid arm for stabilization, and I'm gonna palpate for the extensive carpi longus and brevis. I'm gonna palpate between the second and third metacarpal, palpate, and we're gonna feel the deep. I feel it, and then when I say go, you're gonna go up like that, okay? And go, boom. Now he's at 3/5. If he was a 3 minus over 5, it will be less than that. It will be half of the range of motion. So now I'm gonna see if he can do better. So I'm gonna apply pressure. Don't let me break you, okay? And 3 plus, 4 plus, 4, sorry, and 5, and done. So he's at 5/5. So a 5/5 means that he full range of motion with maximum resistance. 4/5 is full range of motion with moderate resistance, and 3 plus is over 5 is full range of motion with minimum resistance. Now we're gonna continue, and we're gonna do the wrist extension without gravity. So we're elbow on table, forearm in neutral position, also with the wrist in neutral position. So stand your arm like that, okay? So what we're gonna do mid arm. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna palpate for the extensive carpi radialis longus and brevis. So I'm palpate between the two second and third, and I feel the deep right here. And now you're gonna go like this when I say go, okay? Okay, and go. Boom. Okay, good. So he's a 2. Now we're gonna check if we can be 2 plus. I'm gonna apply minimal pressure, okay? Don't let me break you. And 2 plus, boom. So he's a 2 plus, so meaning that he's a full range of motion without gravity, and with minimum resistance. 2 is full range of motion without gravity. 2 minus is less than full range of motion without gravity, and then 1 is palpating the muscle being contracted, and 0 is just flaccid, no contractions or movement in the motion. You good?
Yep.
Okay. Now we're gonna do flexion on the wrist. Patient will be sitting down, elbow on the table. Forearm will be supinated, wrist neutral. So what we're gonna do mid forearm, we're gonna palpate for the flexor carpi radialis. So it's between the palpate for the second metacarpal. I'm gonna bend down onto the deep. It's right here. Now when I tell you go, you're gonna flex, okay? Okay, and go. Right? Okay. Well, now he's at 3/5. He was 3 minus 3/5. It will be less than full range of motion. Now let's try to see if you can do better. Don't let me break you, okay? on preparation. And 3 plus 4, 5, and done. Okay. So he's 5 over 5. You can relax now. 5 over 5 meaning that his full range of motion with maximum resistance. 4 over 5 is full range of motion with moderate resistance. 3 plus 3 over 5 is full range of motion with minimum resistance. Now we're gonna see wrist flexion without gravity. So same position, elbow on table, forearm in neutral position or mid position, wrist in neutral position. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put our stabilize on our mid forearm. We're gonna palpate for the flexor carpi radialis. And when I say go, just flex, okay, and go. Boom. He's a 2 over 5, meaning that he has full range of motion without gravity. Now we're gonna try to see if he can be a 2 plus. And I'm gonna apply pressure, don't let me break you. And go. 2 plus. So he's a 2 plus 2 over 5. So meaning that he has full range of motion without gravity with minimal resistance. If he was a 2 minus, he will have less than full range of motion without gravity. If it was a 1, he will be just muscle contracting, no movement. And then a 0, you just flaccid, no contractions, no range movement. Okay. For this part, we're gonna do the NCP flexion. So we're gonna have our hands supinated. We're gonna have our wrist in neutral position. MP's extended, IP's flex. Our stabilization hand is gonna be on the mid hand. We're gonna palpate in the first interradius muscle that is in the dorsal part of the hand. So it's right over here. Sorry. And then now I'm gonna tell you to flex. Just go ahead and flex your finger. And go. Okay. Based on my findings, he's minus 3 over 5, meaning that he doesn't have full range of motion. If he has a full range of motion, he will be a 3 over 5. And if he was a full range of motion applying resistance, a 3 plus will be full range of motion with minimum resistance. A 4 over 5 will be moderate resistance with when it's full range of motion. And then a 5 over 5 will mean he will have full range of motion with maximum resistance. For this next part, what we're gonna do the flexion of the PIP joint. So we're gonna have elbow on table, supination, forearm, wrist neutral position. We're gonna have NCPs extended and the IPs extended also. So I'm gonna stabilize between the PIP and the MP joint like this. Like the shark claw that the professor said, the G. And when I'm gonna palpate is gonna be the flexor digitorum superficialis. So I'm gonna palpate right over here. And then I'm gonna tell the patient to flex. You're gonna flex only this joint, okay? Go ahead and 3, 2, 1, flex. Okay, boom. He's 3 over 5, meaning that he has full range of motion here. So I'm gonna try to apply some resistance on it. So I'm gonna stabilize here. Okay, so I'm gonna apply some pressure. Don't let me break you. Okay. 1, 3, go. And 3 plus 4 and 5. Okay. So he's a 5 over 5, meaning that he has full range of motion with maximum resistance. 4 out of 5 is moderate resistance with full range of motion. We apply moderate resistance, and then 3 plus 3 over 5 will mean full range of motion with minimum resistance. If he was 3 minus, he will have less than full range of motion, so he won't have completely the complete range of motion in the PIP joint. Flexion, so elbow on table, patient will be sitting, elbow on table, forearm supination, wrist neutral position, and piece extended, and and eyepiece extended. So I'm gonna stabilize between the DIP and PIP joint. Also, I'm gonna be feeling for the flexor digitorum profundus. Okay, I also can palpate with my stabilization. So when I say go, you're just gonna go and flex this, okay? And go, flex. And he has a 3/5, meaning that he has full range of motion. If he was a 3 minus 3/5, he will have less than full range of motion, and meaning that he doesn't have the full range of motion. For whenever we apply the resistance, so I'm gonna do the stabilization again. Go ahead and flex, and then I'm gonna apply pressure. Don't let me break you. And 3 plus, 4 plus, and 5, and he didn't break, so he's at 5/5. Now that I applied the resistance, so he meaning full range of motion with maximum resistance. 4 out of 5 is full range of motion with moderate resistance, and then 3 plus 3/5 is full range of motion with minimum resistance.